Good morning. Today I am going to talk about past lives, your present life, and maybe why it's all fitting together at this time. For perhaps a long time, if not forever, we've been living our lives in spiritual fear. And this spiritual fear is causing us to react in a way of self-righteousness, puritanism. The backlash of it is, okay, fine, I'm better than you, and I'm religious, and I have better skills than you. Okay, there's a lot of spiritual self-righteousness in both the light worker community and in, I would say, the dark working community. We all kind of share this spiritual self-righteousness right now. And what is that about? Well, I think it's called self-esteem. I think we're all so desperate to feel good about ourselves. We're all so looking for a reason to say, see, I told you I was okay. I told you I was good enough. That we're taking stabs at it in these spiritual ways that we have no evidence to even face it as a truth. What we know is that we are told things. There are texts that suggest things. And then it's really truly up to us to discern. Don't forget that anything that we have right now has been rewritten so many times to deal with a reality that maybe isn't even real, that you even have to question that. Everything we do, we have to question. Now, in one of my previous videos, I talked about Eben, my guide, who is an extraterrestrial. I am going to talk about how that might apply to today. I believe Eben is from the future, and she is helping me to cope with what I see in this world that seems so hostile and so certain of itself. I know it's about this, it's about that. You can't come in my land because you're a foreigner. You if you're from Mexico, you can't step on the U.S. soil. Well, U.S. was largely Mexico at one time, and it's no different than us building a wall in Berlin and dividing the people there. There are people in Mexico that have people in the United States that they're related to, and we want to make divisions and borders and say you don't belong here. We want to get nasty. We want to get Holocausty. Oh, well, if I don't like you, you become what I call the other. Now think about this. When you're married, what do you have? You have your other half. We marginalize even the way we talk, even in the most simple ways, we marginalize. So I want to talk about who we are as we've evolved. We are injured. And what is happening right now? Well, I think we're going into what I would call a collective healing. We're going into a time where we're going to start questioning what it is that has happened in the past, how we've responded to it, and what is going to happen as we come forward. So today I'm going to use the Voyager deck because I need help from the divine to give me what I'm looking for in terms of answers, because this stuff is complicated. I know for myself on planet Earth, I have felt like a prisoner. I have felt oftentimes very misunderstood. I don't believe things the way they are. I believe them to be different than the way we perceive them. And I believe that you're a drop of water, I'm a drop of water, and that together we make up a cup of water or an ocean of water or a lake of water. And that if I'm a sick cell or a sick drop of water, then all of my constituents all around me become sick as well. So in other words, we must learn to care for each other as a means for getting through this, instead of going into cognitive dissonance, which means I just tune you out. I just call you another. I shoo you away. I say you're not good enough, so therefore go away. This is how we treat our lovely relatives, friends, and neighbors in Mexico. And those of you who feel indifferent and angry and don't like what I'm saying, too bad. Don't comment. Don't go there. If you don't like it, go watch a different channel. It's okay with me. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But as a drop of water, I recognize no drop of water is better than another drop of water. So get that out of your thick skulls, because it's true. All right, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to pull from the Voyager. Here's my deck, and how I pull is I spread the cards, and I do it by hand because the cards will guide me. Okay, and what do we get? We get the Magician. Yeah, there's been a lot of sleight of hand. What we think we know and what we do know are not the same thing. And why is that? Well, if you think about it, if we've been taught that if I do this, if I misbehave here, if I misbehave there, that I'm going to get punished by God. I'm going to go up into the heavens, and there's going to be who's been naughty and who's been nice, and who's going to get a reward and who is not. And if I'm a good girl, I'm going to get the kingdom of heaven. Well, I got news for you. All of us get the kingdom of heaven, no matter what life you've lived. All of us get to go. It's a lie that we're told that we go burn in hell. How nasty that we do this to each other. What we get is we get to go and be re-educated. Now I'm going to just say, because we got this card, and I was wondering if there was a spot where Spirit was going to ask me to fit this in, and they have. And what Spirit is saying to me is that in a way we've come and we've done this many times before. We're like a time capsule. And each time we evolve. And so in our lives, and I do past life readings, myself and my co-reader, what we do is we go back in, we look at your natal chart, and we use your nodes, and we work our way backwards into patterns that you've had for a very long time. And what I find curious is that these patterns, regardless, are continual throughout lifetimes. And it takes many, many lifetimes to do the work it takes to become the evolved souls we're meant to be. But we're told that it looks like this really boxy, you go to the man wearing the clergy outfit, and you tell him all your problems and confess your sins, and you give him the power to be in charge of you. I actually feel sorry for ministers, because Lord have mercy, they're sure trying to take on a lot of our karma for whatever reasons. And boy, I don't think I'd want to be doing that, because at some point you got to come back and you got to relive all this stuff. You got to rework it. So what are we? We are energies that come and go like magicians in the night. And we learn each lifetime a little bit more about who we are and how to navigate that energy. So it's complicated. It isn't just a straightforward, you are this being, and us as women, cover your head, submit your soul to a man and get married, have babies, lock yourself down, lock yourself in. You don't have to do all that. And we're going to lose that kind of thinking. And thank God, because it's really not served us as women well at all. We've just become imprisoned in this place of, well, you're somebody's wife and you should be cooking and cleaning. And, myself, having just experienced some things that were rather painful and difficult about how I felt in a relationship, really it wasn't working for me. So let's move on. What we have is the Four of Crystals, where the one thing that's happening right now is that we're starting to consider, what do we know? Do we know enough? Have we really considered everything we need to consider? And I don't believe we have. I believe that we take concepts and we let people paint the picture of what that concept means, and we forget to be the artist and the painter of our own lives. And let me tell you something, each and every one of us in our own way is an artist. We are a raindrop. We're an artist, and where we fall matters. And everything around us, if you can open up and accept that you're a beautiful drop of water, life-giving water that refracts every color of the sunlight and does the magic that needs to be done. The crystals here, look at that. That's who we are, the Four of Crystals. It's difficult. We're locked into our heads, our brains, but we're not locked into, we don't have to continue to pretend that we must worship some simple deity that we were told about. We are the deities. We represent that deity. Take care of this. Take care of who you are. Take care of your fellow raindrops. That's what you're asked to do. You're not above because you walk your butt into a church and pick up a Bible and sing out of a hymnal. You're not better than anybody else. Lose that thinking. That's ridiculous. That's self-righteous. Let it go. And any of you light workers who think you have a right to just slap somebody around, remember, Four Crystals, it's watching you. It's keeping an eye on what's real and what's not. And for the final card of this pull, Man of Worlds. We're here to run the race. We're here to do the Colosseum. We're here to build the Roman Empire and watch it fall and build it again and watch it fall, to figure out who we are. Maybe we're not as powerful as we think. Maybe we're just one man running the race, just like every other man running the race. And we need to learn some humility. So, again, consider who you are. Consider your present. Consider your past. And if you're so inclined, book a reading. We do tarot. We do astrology. We do horary astrology. We are students in STA medical astrology. And we'll probably be being educated the rest of our lives, as long as I'm alive. Ninth house north node suggests that I'm really moving into my chart and my education. And maybe it takes us lifetimes to move into our charts. But I've lived many lifetimes. I believe I'm here as a volunteer at this time. I believe I'm here to help. Let's help each other. Let's help ourselves. Let's do what we must to be understanding that I'm a drop of water, you're a drop of water. We're a combined pool of water, and how we treat each other as this body of water, as this very sanguine and liquid place matters. And with that, thank you so much for joining me. Please do hit like, share, and subscribe. And take the time to book a reading. Thank you so much.